Hello and welcome to Study with Sudhir, your digital classroom. Now, this particular video is important for both ICSE Class 10 and ISC Class 12 students. Now, ISC Class 12 students bole to because this is the first board examination they're actually taking, because 2 years ago, their board examinations, because of the COVID pandemic, the exams were cancelled, right? So they have actually never ever faced a proper board examination. This one in 2023, starting on the 13th of Feb, will be their first board examination, which is why this particular video is important for both class 12 ISC as well as class 10 ICSE exams, which of course start 2 weeks later on the 27th of February. So I thought combined video ho jaye, dono ke kaam aayega. Okay, this is about what do you need to carry to the examination hall. Small things which many of us overlook, and from experience I can tell you some of the mistakes are made by students because they don't realize or they don't pay attention, and as a result of which there is unnecessary panic on the first day of the examination, which is the English language examination. So what do you need to carry? First is the writing pad. What kind of writing pad? I was looking for the writing pad and I couldn't find. See, please do not buy any writing pads which have a lot of design or anything which is scribbled on it. Any kind of writing. Say, for instance, there are some writing pads which come with, say, a poem written by, let's say, Rabindranath Tagore. Okay, so something is scribbled. The people who are invigilating, they will say, no, you cannot use it. So the ideal writing pad is the one which is transparent. Okay. आगे पीछे दिखता हो, कुछ नहीं लिखा हो, no drawing, no painting, no Mickey Mouse, no Donald Duck, nothing. Just simple, plain writing pad is the safest. You do not want to waste time arguing with the invigilator in the morning of the on the day of the examination, saying कि नहीं ये ठीक है, मैं पिछली बार भी ये लेके आया था, and all that kind of thing. You don't want to spend your energy doing that kind of conversation. Okay, so that is why you should play it safe. Take an absolute transparent writing pad. Okay, the glass kind of writing pad which comes. Okay, so that is something which you need to ensure. The water bottle also, I know copper water bottles are better, but better for as far as the examination is concerned, take a transparent water bottle again. Okay, buy a good quality plastic water bottle. I know plastic is not very good, but buy good quality plastic water bottle which is transparent. Okay, again, not a copper kind of water bottle, because again some invigilators could raise objection. I'm just trying to see where all objections could come, and I don't want any student to kind of spend his or her energy trying to explain ki nahi, but water bottle to theek hai na, copper water bottle mein kya kharabi hai. Don't spend time talking about things which have no connection directly with what you need to write in the examination. Okay. The pen pouch. What kind of a pen pouch you should ideally carry? Now, this kind of a pen pouch is a no-no. Do not carry this kind of a pen pouch jahan ki under the invigilator cannot see ki under kya hai, right? This is the pen pouch which is in pretty bad condition, which was bought before my daughter's examination. It is a transparent one. You can see the pens and the pencils which are put inside. So invest in a transparent pouch to store your pens and pencils and erasers, right? Then the next one is the big one. What kind of pens should you use? Now, two kinds of inks, which is essentially two kinds of inks are allowed as far as the boards are concerned. One is the blue ink, one is black. Okay, you cannot use red or green ink anywhere in the paper. Please remember this very carefully. You cannot use red or green ink. आप इस्तेमाल नहीं कर सकते हैं. You have to write either in blue or in black or a combination, which is fine. You can use the black to underline the keywords. That's absolutely perfectly all right. What kind of pens? You can use gel pens. I mean, ballpoint is actually preferable. Okay, ballpoint, let's face it. I know that gel pens are also used by many students, right? The problem with gel pens is that normally the quality of the answer sheet is pretty good in the ICSE Council, the ones that are provided to you. But by chance, if you get a bad quality paper which blots and the whole paper shows on the other side, which will not be very desirable, right? So अगर आप दूसरी साइड लिखेंगे वो उतना क्लैरिटी नहीं होगा बिकॉज वो पीछे से पहले पेज से ब्लॉट हुआ होगा. So the ideal thing to do would be to use a ballpoint pen. Now, in this, there are two things out here. The pen that you should use should not be thick like this particular pen, okay? Because जितना ज्यादा लिखेंगे आपके फिंगर्स पे उतना ज्यादा प्रेशर पड़ेगा. आईसीएसई में 2 घंटे और आईएससी में 3 घंटे, राइट? और आईसीएसई में भी in case of Hindi and mathematics it's more than 2 hours, right? So उस पे you need to write a lot, so it puts pressure. So the ideal thing to do would be to carry pens which are actually thin and don't put too much of pressure on your fingers, right? The 3 fingers, the thumb and the index finger and this particular finger, right? So ensure that you are having pens which are relatively thin, not thick that like that one. Now this is a pen which I use, and this is not an advertisement at all. This is a pen which I use, Rorito. The problem with Rorito these days, it used to be a fantastic pen, but these days, and this is a pen which even my daughter uses for her engineering examinations, she was telling me, and even I have noticed that even when the ink seems to be full, now this is almost it, I've just started using it 2 days ago, so it's still about 90% full, but even when it will reach about the 40% mark, it will start writing a little lightly. So that is a problem which I have noticed with the Rorito. If someone from Rorito company is listening to this, they would know. Now this pen, the ink is over. This is the Natraj pen. These are also pretty good and also not very thick. So these are the 2 pens which I use, which I quite like, and you could look at something like this and use it. But again, ensure that it adheres to the conditions which I said, that is not a very thick pen which does not put too much of pressure on your fingers. Carry at least 2 to 3 pencils, 2 pencils sharpened. उस टाइम पे बैठ के sharpening मत करना, okay? Eraser, okay? Again a quality eraser, ये नहीं कि erase कुछ करो और वो पूरा काला हो जाए, right? So good quality eraser and 2 sharpened pencils also in your pen pouch. Pens, at least carry 4 pens. 4 pens. You do not want a situation where your pens don't operate. 4 pens which you have tested before कि काम करता है या नहीं, right? The admit card, of course, the most important thing. Now many schools I know do this, that they take a color printout or they ask the students to furnish a color printout which the schools keep. So if your school is your examination center and by chance in your anxiety or tension you forget to carry your admit card, the schools at least will have a copy of it, right? इसीलिए कई schools रखते हैं, but by chance नहीं रखते हैं तो ensure you also carry a color Xerox of your admit card. So admit card is your main weapon which you need to carry to every examination starting now till the end of your examinations whenever they are ending for both ISC as well as ICSC. Okay, so this is something very important. This is specifically for the class 12 students. You will be allowed to use only this particular calculator, right? This is for class 12, not class 10. Do not carry any other model which will not be allowed. Okay, this is written even in your instructions booklet given by the council. This is the only one which is allowed. A ruler in order to draw the lines, especially on the right hand side. Left hand side पे तो mostly बनी होती है. Right hand side के लिए उसको बनाओ, उसको pencil से बनाओ. Pen से generally बनाना not very advisable. Okay, wear comfortable shoes. This is something very important. Many students make that mistake of wearing new shoes. फिर वो shoes काटते हैं. Exam के लिए नए shoes पहन के जाएंगे. No, wear shoes which are comfortable. Most students are asked to wear the school uniform when they are taking the examination, which is the right thing to do also. So ensure that you are physically very comfortable. You should be physically very comfortable when you are taking the exam for those 2 hours or 3 hours. Very important. You should not be in a state where there is even slightest amount of discomfort to any part of your body, especially your feet, with as a result of uncomfortable shoes. Final point, what to do with long hair for girls. Okay, there are many girls who tend to kind of leave it open, and half the time you don't realize it, but half the time you're only trying to adjust your hair, and especially summer ka shuru ho raha hai, especially in South India, summers have started. So there may be the fan there, and your hair must be flying. So you don't realize that every second, millisecond, you keep on losing trying to adjust your hair. Please tie your hair in order to ensure that there is minimum disturbance to you while you're writing your paper. That's important. You cannot have, or wearing any jewelry also is not allowed during the examination. But wearing jewelry, any bangles which kind of keep interfering when you are writing, if it keeps hitting the desk. So there should be nothing on your hands, or your hair should be tied comfortably in order to ensure कि आपको किसी भी तरह की तकलीफ ना हो while you are taking your examination, right? Last point I want to mention, that in case if your chair is not comfortable, या कभी-कभी कुछ chairs होते हैं, you're sitting, if it's a bench it will be okay, if it's a chair it may not be stable, and when you are writing it, it's constantly disturbing you, it's affecting your handwriting. Please ask the invigilator that you need a change of chair. Please do all that when the moment you are seated in the examination hall, right? ये मत exam के बीच में उठ के मत बोलना ये chair मेरे लिए comfortable नहीं है. You will be disturbing yourself, you'll be losing time, you'll also be disturbing all your other classmates who are also taking the examination, and they will not be very kindly disposed towards you. उनको अच्छा नहीं लगेगा कि ये मेरा time waste कर रहा है या कर रही है. So whatever is there, do that in the initial time before the 15 minutes when the question paper is given to you. So these are the 10 instructions I wanted to point out, the 10 things that you need to definitely ensure. इसको checklist की तरह रख लीजिए. Parents also make that checklist that these are the things my child definitely needs to carry to the examination hall. I would suggest that parents generally go to drop their children. I did. So you carry a copy of the admit card with yourself, just in case. Take 2 or 3 color Xerox copies or a normal Xerox copy, and give it, one to the school, one you keep with yourself, just in case if some pani gir gaya. Suppose in the middle of, say, 4 papers are over, 5th paper means it got soiled, it's not very clear. At least you will have a Xerox there with you, so that can act. So anything can happen, because it's a long drawn out examination process, about 4 to 5 weeks, right? So anything can happen. So just for any kind of exigency, a color Xerox is always a good idea as far as the admit card is concerned. Point number 6. Okay, so that's as far as the what to take to the examination hall is concerned. I hope this is clear. I hope this was useful. All the best to you. All the power to each one of you. You are all winners already, because you have been working very hard with focus and determination, right? Now for the final assault, right? Thank you very much for watching.